raw.
Jimmy Juice Podcast, man.
Let's go.
Figgy Fig, best in the world, that's what he do, know what I'm talking about. Ryan Rockett, born and raised in the H-Town, Houston, Texas. Know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Let's go in the jacuzzi, smoking threats. I got my feet up. Cut them haters off, I told them beat it. I don't need you. Spend 50 racks in cash, but it's all good. I got my visa. This rolling got them staring at me like the Mona Lisa. My ghetto, Nike. I beat it like a creature. She always like my sneakers. These Jordan 5 pink aces. Let's go. I'm knocking them down, baby, back in the row. He really the one.
But they already know.
Put on all of my chains, go put on the show.
Giving out gins, sipping my juice. Counting the beans, addicted to ends. I need it back in on whatever I do. We get it in on the daily. I get it rocking like this with the 80. We really 10 toes down on the page. What's up? We about to see what they saying.
Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go. Gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go.
What do you have to say to everyone who still considers the Astros cheaters?
Oh yeah.
I told you, he did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
We some family men. We getting it paper.
That might be a top 5 drop, man, right there. Play that pimp again, man.
We some family men. We getting it paper.
Hey, we all can relate to that, man.
No, really though. Really
We
though.
all,
Now
we all some family, man, and we getting this paper, man.
that's the
Man, we getting it paper.
that should be the Texan slogan going forward, man. We some family men, we getting this paper.
That should be everybody's slogan. Everybody that live here, man, that should be the slogan. When you don't want no smoke with nobody, you just be like, man, we some family men, we getting this paper.
We ain't no freaks. We some family men, we getting this paper.
We some family men. We getting it paper.
Hey, that's real. That's real. That's the Houston Texans. That's Houston's motto. Period. From now on, man. We some family men, and we getting this paper, and we gonna get to it. We some family men on this Easter weekend as well on the Gems and Juice podcast. A lot to break down and talk about. We might keep this a little quick and brief, man. We got a lot to break down. I know it's a holiday weekend. Everybody got to get up, and I know I got a rep for UH. They playing in a little bit, about an hour. They're going against Duke. I hope they don't lose to Duke, man. I can't. There are certain schools I can't take an L to, man. And,
You want to take an L to Duke? Yeah.
Nah, Duke is one of them, man. Duke and any other Texas school, but in general, like, you just don't want to take an L at Duke, man. Duke is just that school you just hate, man. You just hate.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I did not want to lose to Duke.
I'm a little nervous because I did see North Carolina lost to Alabama. That's so I was a little I don't know, man. We'll see. Hopefully it's not another 4 seed beating a 1 seed here, but we'll see how it goes, man. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
What's up, Mad Wine Chemist? She said no Diddy. Yeah. Okay, we're officially we're on the podcast.
I told you, he did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
We are retiring pause, and we're retiring no homo. We're doing no Diddy from now on, okay? I think that's fine to use. I think that's fair. Pause is getting a little played out. The news is starting to use it, so I don't like that.
Yeah.
No homo, you just can't say that anymore, man. So no Diddy going forward. Credit to Mason Cameron. But no Diddy is what we're using from now on for all this stuff going on here, man. And yeah, a
Yeah.
lot to break down with that Diddy stuff. So Figgy, we got to cover sports real quick, man. I know you tapped in. I know you got a lot going on over there.
Yeah.
I did see the Astros had opening day. They lost to the Yankees, unfortunately. I believe it was 5-4.
Yeah.
Now I wasn't around. I saw a bit of the game. I didn't see the whole thing. I didn't see all the reaction on Twitter either. Is this still Dusty's fault or not?
People ain't surprisingly, people ain't blaming Dusty this time, man. They actually using what they should have did last year. Was it's early. It's only the first game, guys. It's 1-62. So I've been seeing a bunch of that. But last year, for some reason, the first 5 or 6 games, everybody was blaming Dusty. It was all on Dusty. Dusty blew this game.
Dusty gotta go.
Dusty gotta go. This was in freaking March or April, and they were saying Dusty being Dusty. So now everybody's saying, "Hey, relax, guys. It's the first game, guys. That's it. Relax." Which I agree with. It's the first game. Like, ain't nobody gonna remember this damn game, but yeah, man.
The overreaction to Twitter always gets me, man. It's always hilarious. Tony Scott, what's up? Tony Scott on Facebook said he missed the intro. Play it again. Sorry, man. You got to hit rewind or something.
Yeah, man.
Play the intro again. But yeah, good to see you here as well, man. Glad you're spending your time with us. Yeah, man. I don't know how this season's gonna go. We'll see. I don't, it's baseball. You can't overreact to one game.
Yeah.
The Rockets are doing really well, though. I'm really happy about that.
10 in a row, man.
So yeah, it seems like the demise of Jalen Green may have been greatly exaggerated.
Yeah.
He's finally playing like all his stands said he could play this entire time.
Yeah.
He's finally playing like the number 2 overall pick. So yeah, I'm very excited to see that.
He playing like he got kids to feed or something.
Right? He got like a gold digging baby mama and some kids to feed.
Yeah.
So good for him. And that's the funny thing too. Like, I know we all hate it and clown, but if this actually is what gets him to be a much better player, then I'm all for it, man. Like, if this really did motivate him to actually buckle down and be the player that we always knew he could be, then hey, maybe he needed this, man. I'm not laughing at it no more. If it actually helped him, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, at the end of the day, we some family men. We trying to get this paper. We getting this paper. So
this is what being a family man does to you, man. We had a couple freaks out here before, and then we couldn't get nothing done. Now suddenly we are cleaned up family men.
We some family men. We getting it paper.
And now look what happens when you're a family man. Look at this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's the CJ. I still think it's the CJ Stroud effect, man. I think he's reverberating through all of Houston sports, man. He's a good. I'm not going to say all the way because he was caught with Amber Rose. Well, I don't know how that's going, but I think he's leading the charge on this the more spiritual, more focused Houston athletes, man. So I'm gonna put that on him. Of course.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's a good thing, man. Hopefully, this is motivating him. So yeah, man, let's go, Dre and Jalen Green. I'm down for it, man.
Me too, man. Me too. Shoot, if it helped, then I ain't gonna knock it anymore. I'm not gonna laugh no more. Anything else going on sports wise, man? Anything else? I know that we talked about U of H about to play in about an hour.
Yeah.
Anything else? I've been kind of out the loop, man. Anything else going on football wise, basketball wise?
Nothing too crazy, man. Nothing too crazy.
All right.
Oh, I meant that we didn't even bring this up last week, and I was disappointed. But what was your thoughts on the new unis that was linked?
Oh yeah, we did forget. Maybe for good reason we didn't talk about it. But
I wanted to get your thoughts on it, man, because I actually texted you the leaked version of it when it came out. And it didn't look so good, man.
Yeah, like I don't know. See, the problem I guess that I had is there was a lot of hype put into it, and when there's hype, you get heightened expectations, and then when we saw it, it's like, oh, that's it. I don't think they're ugly, but I don't think it was worth the hype. Like they tried to do a whole rollout with it, and
Yeah,
after the leak, they just put it out. I think Cal McNair got on Reddit and just put it out there. But
yeah,
the rollout, the private viewing, all that stuff, like, did you need to do that for this? If you
yeah,
just said, here are the new uniforms, I think it would have been better received. But the fact that they tried to do a whole rollout for it, like it was about, and expectations were like, everybody was wondering how it was going to look. They thought it was going to be this and this and this. And then we saw it and it was like, oh, that's it. So I think that's kind of what killed it, man. But I don't think they look bad. But I did expect more, seeing as how they tried to hype it up and build it up. So I would say I'm a little disappointed, but I don't think they're bad, man. I don't think they're horrible.
yeah. I think the thing that's kind of screwed them up is they not only did they involve the media with it, we call the sneak peek. They involved like some other top notch fans too. So it's like all these people seeing it, but we wasn't allowed to say anything. So the people, like, I ain't say anything on Twitter like, oh, just had a sneak peek. I ain't say none of that. I just left it alone. But you had some people's like, hey, fans gonna be super excited what we saw. And it's like we gotta wait till freaking April, April 23rd or something to say something. And to me, like the way this day and age is, man, something was gonna leak out, man. So I was just wondering how long would they be able to sit on their hands until they reveal something. And we saw it a couple weeks ago, and we had like a month left. So I just, to me, that whole presentation, I felt like it wasn't needed. However, I do think if I was to plan it, I probably would have probably like maybe a day or two before the official release. I probably would have brought the media people in and be like, hey, not even the whole presentation, but just bring them over to NRG and be like, hey, check this video out. This is what we came up with. And that's it. And then, the uniform drop tomorrow or 2 days later or something. I would have just kept it something simple like that. I would, if anything, man, I probably would have, if I was their social media team, I probably would have maybe posted a tiny little snippet or something with the eyeball emojis or something like that. Just some social media in-house stuff. But I think it was a mistake trying to involve, people into showing what it is and these janky looking models, all that stuff, man. That part was I wouldn't have did that part, man. Because like I said, like you said, that's just hyping it way up, man.
Yeah, man, I agree. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure I sound good because I was getting nervous. But I was at the stream. I thought you were still talking. I'm like, wait a minute. But yeah, man, I agree. The build up and the whole rollout with the media and the fans, and then having to wait an extra month, that was very extra. So yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. They are what they are. I've never been a big uniform guy, period. So I don't even care enough to really criticize or break it down. It is what it is, man. Really, at the end of the day, they're just trying to sell more merch.
Yeah.
That's really all it is about, man. People they just want to sell more jerseys. They want to sell more merchandise. And that's really the only reason why any team gets new uniforms. So
yeah. And I think, when the jerseys get released, I want to say April 23rd, somewhere close to the draft. I think, like, no matter how you feel about the jerseys, I think I'm more excited about like these local companies that make shirts and stuff like that. I think they're gonna do their thing with this. So that's what I'm a little more excited about than the actual jersey, because I'm not buying no jersey. And I mean, the most I'll probably do is just watch them and on the field type thing. But I think they could do some things with the new designs and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm super excited about that part.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe they got something else cooked up. Maybe we're just not in the know about it.
Yeah,
But
they got something cooking up. They got something cooking up. So
okay,
just
you got some more insider info. Okay, okay,
I do I seen them. So
okay. Is this
I just don't know how people gonna feel about them.
uh-oh. You said that
Yeah.
you hinted at that last time with the uniforms. No, I'm nervous, man. Now I'm a little nervous because I asked you how you felt about it. You're like, I can't really say, man.
Yeah. No,
So
it's gonna be cool. I will say I felt like they wasn't really like held back. I felt like they were, because what they did too, they were listening to a lot of fans and stuff like that, taking ideas. So it looked like they tried to cram all of that into one. And they got a couple different options and stuff like that. So no, it's gonna be cool. I mean, of course, everybody ain't gonna like it. So you gonna get some people that's loving it. You gonna get some people that don't care for it. But once they actually play, man, I think everybody gonna like it.
yeah, we'll get used to it, man. Look, when you see things more, you like I said about the logo at first, I never liked the logo. I didn't like the name, the Texans. Things grow on you, man. So
Yeah.
we'll see how things go. But yeah, as far as my impression on the uniforms, I wouldn't really. I don't know. I was like, okay, this is it. All right. Did you
Yeah.
kind of feel the same when you first saw it? You were kind of like, eh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what, because the first one I saw was the one that got leaked out. And I was looking, it was walking from far away. And I'm like, that looked like a Atlanta Falcons jersey. So I kept looking, I'm like, that looked like I thought for a hot second, I thought it was the same jersey. I thought they were showing us the old ones first. And then once we got closer, they started explaining the detail and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah. I think with that too is a lot. Look, a lot of people like the old jersey. A lot of people didn't want to change it, and then it was a lot of people that did want to change it. So I think they was trying to cater to both, try to keep it kind of original, but make a couple other changes on it. So that's all it was, man. I think if nobody liked the old uniforms, they probably would have totally scrapped and then revamped and came back with something new. But a lot of people, including me, I actually like the old jersey. I ain't have a problem with it. The only thing I would say I wish they could have added to like the old jerseys was I wish they could have added some of the H-Town blue, but I know that's a whole nother topic, man. That it's probably NFL rules and stuff like that. But if they could have added like some blue trim or something like that, some baby blue trim, I thought it would have been perfect. But yeah, I guess apparently they can't do that. So
Yeah, a certain team in Tennessee be trying to shut that shit down because they hating on us, man. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things shake out with the stuff in the future. Tony Scott asked who designed the jersey. I don't know.
yeah, I'm guessing it was the a group of the Texans. I guess they all got together. I'm not
I
sure.
do. Well, that's actually a good question. Who does design the jerseys? Are they like independently designed, or does the NFL have people that you have to go to and say we want a new jersey? And I don't know. I don't know how NFL jerseys are designed.
I'm
That's
gue-
a good question.
I'm guessing they probably maybe they brung somebody in independently to kind of create something, and they probably got a whole bunch of different versions and you know number, because I think they changed the actual font of the number too. So I guess they kind of go through. Maybe they got somebody that do that, or maybe a group of people that kind of get all these ideas and try to put it together and all that stuff. Because it's like a 2-year process. So it's definitely not overnight. But my guess would be maybe somebody independent and come in, or maybe somebody that worked for the NFL. I don't know. That is a good question.
Yeah, gotta look that up. I'm sure somebody's written an article about it. I just never cared to look it up or know, but now I kind of want to know, so I might have to do some research. You can do that's a homework for Gyms and Juice.
Yeah.
See how jerseys are designed.
Mm.
All right. So without further ado, there were some new music releases coming this week. Now the much awaited album that Figgy claims was only released now to avoid smoke with a certain other artist will not be named, but initials TS. Beyonce Knowles dropped her new country album. I mean, she's not calling it a country album, but it's obviously very country influenced. It is Cowboy Carter or Act Two, whatever you want to call it. She dropped the album. A lot of surprise little guest skits and features. I know Dolly Parton had a skit. You mentioned up before the podcast, Willie Nelson was on there on a skit. There are also apparently a lot of other black country artists who got a feature on there as well. EM Case, what's going on, man? Said that man guilty. We're gonna get to Puffy in a minute, man. There's a lot to break down without Puffy.
I told you. I told you. He did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
It is hilarious that 50
I know how ironic is that because he's been the one guy that's been going in on him too.
I know, and now he's getting roped in because the we'll get to that.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with that whole thing, man. So just a quick recap because neither of us listened to this album, man. We'll be real. I heard the last Beyonce. I forced myself through it, and this one I just couldn't muster up the energy to really care. It seems like her fans are very excited about it and enjoy it, but I feel like the reaction was the same for the last album, and I think that kind of came and went. So I don't know, man. I don't know if it's good or not. Figgy, what are your reactions about this album? You said you heard a little bit of it. You said your wife heard it. What's the temperature on this Beyonce album right now?
I feel like, honestly, because Beyonce usually would take up my whole timeline, man. It would usually be a thing where I can't scroll without somebody talking about Beyonce. It seems like I can get away without seeing anything about this album now, man. I feel like nobody really talked about it. And maybe my timeline and grew up and it's totally different now, but I almost forgot it was up. This wasn't even the first album I went to this morning, man. I actually went to another album. I'll get to that in a little bit. But I tried to listen to it, man, and I don't know, man. I just it was, to me, and this is no disrespect, but this kind of remind me of that Andre 3000 flute album where you was kind of forcing yourself to listen to it, see if you hear something, and clearly you're not interested, or maybe it's not the time or place to be listening to it. Maybe I can listen to this album at night or something with my girl and, like a cool little hipster country vibe or something like that. But this morning I was just like, nah, I can't. Like, I don't know. I tried to get through it, man. It was one song that kind of caught my attention where I'm like, damn, this song was actually thumping a little bit. It's a song called Bodyguard. Man, no feature on there, but it kind of had a nice little bounce to it. I was just like, okay. Like, I was cool with that. But I was a little bit disappointed because she had dropped, I don't know if it's like artwork or track list, but it showed everybody that was on this album. They had Post Malone, Miley Cyrus, all type of names on, Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton. And I was a little bit disappointed because I thought she actually had like a full song with Willie Nelson, and it was just a skit. And I mean, look, man, I know he's a legend, and getting him on anything is a win. But I thought it was gonna have some type of duet together, man. So I was a little disappointed. She could have left that off the little list or track list or whatever. That could have been a surprise, but I was a little bit disappointed at that. She did do, I want to say she redid Dolly Parton's Jolie.
Jolene,
yeah, Jolie. She redid that, but Dolly Parton, she was only in a couple skits, I want to say. So I was a little bit disappointed with that. Like I said, The album, I'm not a country music guy. I ain't gonna fake the funk. And I don't know. It's just I wouldn't go back to this album, man. And I feel bad for even judging this album because look, man. I mean, if it was just a random country artist, man, I wouldn't sit there and say it was trash because that's not my thing. That's not my genre. So out of respect, I would say this ain't for me. I will probably do that here too. This just ain't for me, man. There's too much in the there's way too much in the sticks to me. Yeah, man. I don't know. Everything ain't for everybody. I like Andre 3000, but that flute album ain't for me. So this is the Beyonce flute album, and I'm sure it's probably gonna do okay, but nah, I'm good, man. I couldn't even get through it.
Yeah, I really hate when people do the feature game when you see the track list and then you see the actual album and it's just a skit or an intro. I think it was J. Cole who I think one of his songs had Cameron on it.
Yes.
This is back when Cameron was not rapping anymore, man.
Yeah.
So we were all excited to hear a Cameron verse, and all he did was talk a couple times.
He did an intro.
It was an intro, maybe the outro too. I can't remember, but it was no rapping. And I'm like, I felt cheated, man. I'm not even a J. Cole fan, but I really felt cheated. The fact that we thought it was going to be a Cameron J. Cole song, and he just talked some shit in the beginning. I hate that, man.
Yeah. I was a little this was false advertising to me, man. And I know technically he was on the album, but that was false advertising, man. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a country music guy, but I know how much of a legend Willie Nelson is. I wanted to hear a duet between them two, man. I wanted to see how that sound. I don't know his, I don't know how he is as far as like, is he still active? Is he still singing, or hell, he could be retired. He probably not even stepping in the studio no more, but I ain't like that at all, man. You ain't had to that could have been a surprise.
Yeah, and it is kind of annoying because it felt like she needed the cosign to do country music, because if you're not going to do a song with them, but you're going to put skits with them on it, it kind of feels like you feel insecure about your status as a country artist. So you have to get the more respected ones to speak on your album so you can say, hey, I got Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton on here and they co-sign me. You shouldn't need that. Like, just put what you feel comfortable putting out and let the art be judged by itself.
Yeah.
But the whole I'm gonna get Willie Nelson and just have him do a skit, it kind of seems silly, man. Like you just wanted the cosign, basically. Like it goes back to rap when you get a legendary rapper like a Cameron to just give you a cosign on a song, man. You don't need that.
Yeah.
Just do a song together or don't.
Yeah.
I don't like the cloud chasey little mini feature, the little cheat feature in a skit or whatever. That's lame to me.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I mean, if anything, just don't advertise it like you got a feature with them.
Mm-hmm.
I would respect it if it was just like, oh, who is this Willie Nelson?
Yeah, and
it was just a skit, nothing else. But dang, man, I was looking forward to that, man.
Yeah. No, that was kind of weak. Tony Scott said, "I'm a fan, but I like good music too. I hope she got better songs." Yeah, I skimmed the Jolene song, and I don't know. It seemed kind of forced to me, man. Maybe if I hear the whole thing, it'll sound better. But I don't know. Some of the songs I heard, I was kind of skimmed, and they were okay, but just it seemed kind of forced to me, man. I don't know if it was just me or the mood I was in, but I just wasn't really feeling it at the time. Landry is laughing at the flute album as well. Yeah, I don't know if I would go as far as to say this is the flute version of Beyonce, but it does seem a little, I don't know. It seems like the Little Nas X strategy times 10. Where it's like he had the country song and it was like, is this country? Is it not country? That little debate that boosted him up and now that song was everywhere. It kind of felt like she kind of copied that formula, man. And maybe she always wanted to do a country album and just didn't have a chance. Maybe it's always been in her. I don't know, but it kind of feels like a marketing scheme, man. Honestly, I don't know if this is was really born out of her real desire to make country music. It kind of feels like it was just something to get people talking.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can't judge her. I don't know what's in her heart, so I can't really say that much. But
Yeah.
that's just how it kind of came across to me.
Yeah, I do. And when it comes to that, I will give her a pass because she is from Houston, and I'm sure
Yeah.
she grew up to some country. Like me, I didn't grow up the country at all. So it would be weird if I tried to bust out with a country album, but at least she's in the South. She's from Texas. So I could, like I can understand that. I could get it.
But I mean, it's not like all of us grow up to country music just because we're in Texas, man. Like my family was, well, to be fair, my mother's family had a more Louisiana roots. Like my grandfather on my mother's side was from Louisiana. So we grew up more with like Zydeco type music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But nobody in our family played straight up country music, man. It was
Yeah.
all soul, 60s, 70s, Motown type stuff, Zydeco, things like that. But nobody in our family played country at all.
Yeah, but if they did, I wouldn't blink an eye. I wouldn't look at that as weird. Like I feel like this is the first time I ever seen like a lot of black folks that really appreciate country, because I ain't think it was possible, man. Like we used to laugh at people. I remember a kid was telling me he listened to country music, and we was freaking we laughed him out the park, man. we was like, why is you listening to country music? But it's more common here. So like if you tell me your family did listen to country music, like I'll be like, okay, that makes sense. You down here is more popular than in Ohio. So I don't think that's a far stretch. But I'm
depending
also
on where you like in Houston, if you went to a public school in Houston and there's like majority black kids there, and you say you listen to country, they're gonna laugh at you too, man.
Yeah, but is that even a thing where you go to a public school is majority black, or is it a little diverse?
Yeah, like nobody that I knew listened to country growing up, man. Nobody. Like I don't even know any white kids that proudly said they listen to country music, man. Like in Houston is just like other parts of Texas. I'm sure that is not a big deal, or everybody listens to country music. But in Houston, it's a little different. I don't think we really have really country roots like that. Yes, we have the rodeo once every year, and that's the one time a year that everybody gets into it. But it's more so like when you go out to, like, I was in Corpus Christi, and I went to a country bar out there, and it was more like that was more of the culture there in other smaller cities. But in Houston, I just don't think we have, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody older can correct me, but I don't think in Houston we have a strong country music culture here in particular. There are people that listen to it, of course, but it's not really in the culture like that, man.
Yeah, but it is a Texas thing though. Like country music, it is a genre called Texas country though.
Yeah.
So, just by looking at Beyonce being from Texas, a normal mind would be like, okay, like I could see that. But if I was, if she was from New York or something, she'd probably be like, nah, that don't even make sense. Why is she doing country music and she up in New York? And I know it's probably some New York people that like country music too, but it's kind of that stigma Texas got, man, because like before I moved down here, I thought Texas was full of dirt roads and horses and stuff, man. It's just that stigma. I know it's not like that, and you probably ain't even grow up like that.
No,
but
man.
it's just that Texas brand of having, the cowboy hat and country music and belt buckles. So, out of everybody, I think Beyonce, that would have made sense.
But
like,
I feel like
I can understand that, even though she probably didn't even grow up to country music.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the reason you're saying that it's not a surprise is because you're from Cleveland. and you thought that
Exactly.
everybody from Texas just listens to country music, man.
That-
But it's really not like that, dog.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I feel like it will make sense if she did it out of somebody else. I mean, instead of somebody else from somewhere that's not the South or whatever. So yeah, so I don't know. Maybe she didn't grow up to country music, but I feel like she can get away with that by doing an album like this versus let's say somebody like Alicia. I don't think Alicia Keys could truly pull that off because she from the Bronx. I think she's from like the Bronx or something. But I think out of all I feel like Beyonce and even like K Michelle, I feel like since they were born in, you know, kind of that country music state, I feel like they could get away with that, even if they never really listened to it growing up.
Yeah, maybe, man. Like, I get what you're saying. It makes more sense for her than somebody like an Alicia Keys. Yeah, of course. But I just question whether she really is rooted in country music, man. Because I don't know. Like I said, some people maybe they did grow up to that, but my experience, I didn't know anybody who bumped country music like that. None of my friends, family did. It was all soul, R&B, Zydeco, stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe she did, but it's just like I said, I don't know if it's really from the heart or a money grab.
That's fair.
Trying to shake stuff up and get some discourse popping on the timeline, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. People seem to like the album, so it's all, I don't know. It's funny because we get all these country music experts suddenly, just like all the EDM techno people came out, the dance hall. What was it called? I forget what they had a different word for the genre. House music. That's right. House music.
Yeah.
The house music debates. All these house music experts came out for the last album. And now the country music experts are out in full force for this one. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to wait a week and see if anybody's still talking about it.
Yeah.
Tony Scott says, is the album a money grab? To be honest, yeah, it could be. I don't know. I mean, all albums are money grabs when you're a pop artist. But like I said, I can't call if it's from my heart or not. I don't know. And yeah, Figgy's been hating on, like, Figgy has become a anti-Beyonce in the last 2 weeks. First off, you say she's ducking the smoke from Taylor Swift's album. Now you're saying this album is ass.
Well, I ain't say all that.
You saying she should hang it up.
I ain't say that. Hey, I ain't say that.
You said she should just bleach her skin and turn fully white and be done with it.
Oh man, no, I ain't. I ain't say all that. Now I was fair. I'm not a country music guy, so I ain't gonna critique this like it's an R&B album or a rap album. That's not my thing. So, I'd rather leave it up to the country music experts, and I feel like they're not really feeling that. Or at least the country music expert, not the Beyonce fans, but the country music expert. I gotta ask our dude Nick Russo how you feel about the album. He like a country music expert, so I gotta see how you feel about the album. Honestly,
you think he gonna lie to you because you're black?
Nah, he ain't gonna lie.
He gonna be like, yeah, she did her thing, and one of his white friends gonna be like, that shit was ass. That was horrible.
Nah, see, he's the real country music guy. He'd get all deep into it, like, yeah, see, country music usually have this 1-2 step where you can 1-2 step to it and da 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 da, and this don't really have that heart in it, and you really can't feel any emotion, and he'll get deep on you, man. So I'm gonna ask him.
We gotta get his take on it. Landry Locker on X says he feels too thirsty, but she's been locked up and had clamps on her for a while. She's crying for help. Are you saying she's like in a Diddy type situation, man? Sidebar, I don't know why people are acting like Jay is next on a Summer Jam screen after Diddy.
Man,
a little bit, but
we get to that. Yeah, it's kind of making me sad a little bit, man.
It is.
I feel like that could really have an impact on somebody if they keep doing that. But we'll get to that in a minute.
We will. And another thing, sidebar, I saw Azalea Banks, I guess she was criticizing the art direction of this new Beyonce album, and then she blamed it all on Jay-Z. I was reading, she had like a long ass post, and she basically said she blames Jay-Z for this talentless country music, whatever she was saying. You know, she's uses all these big words. She's educated, but yeah, she put this all on Jay and said it was Jay's fault. And I'm like, everything is suddenly Jay-Z. How do you notice? Like, even though he's been the most reclusive type person, you don't see him out much at all anymore. He don't make music like that no more.
He don't do interviews. He don't say anything.
But everything is his fault. He's like the mastermind. Tory Lanez gets sentenced to prison. Oh, Jay-Z did it. It was Rock Nation. Jay-Z did it.
Hey, that's what that person yelled out. That fan in the courtroom.
Yeah, fuck Jay-Z. Come on, man. What y'all really think he's dictating all these things from behind the scenes, just like a mastermind? I don't think, and I don't think he can tell Beyonce what direction to take her career, man.
Yeah,
you know, I think I'm sure they probably shoot the shit and talk about things and creative things, but I don't think it was his idea for her to make a country album, man.
Yeah, nah,
I'm not gonna put that on Jay-Z.
Yeah,
but Drunk, what's up? Drunk on YouTube said, "Hold on, Figgy, what the fuck is that Astros hoodie you got? Opening weekend, that motherfucker fresh as AF. No Diddy."
Yeah, so I got a Astros hockey jersey. So
that is great, man.
Yeah, so actually my wife made it.
Okay.
So shout out to my wife. She actually designed this and got it made. And shout out to I'm looking right here. So this patch right here, we got this patch put on ourselves. I got this patch from Patch Collection Houston.
Okay.
So shout out to them. So
now that's clean,
a little something. Yeah.
That's the best Astros logo too, man.
Yeah.
That and the 2001 I like a lot. Drunk also says Beyonce is actually an old woman trying to be relevant. Beehive, come for me, I'm ready. See, we didn't go that far, man. But look, when you're a pop star, you're always gonna try to be relevant. You know, that's kind of your job description. You're pop music, you gotta be popular. So I'm not going against her. And look, this is what Madonna has done her whole career. You know, every album she had a whole new vibe and look. So I'm not going to knock Beyonce for doing it. I just don't know how much of it came from the heart, but I'm not going to knock the attempt, man. I'm not going to knock her for making a country album and trying to shake shit up. She's a pop artist, is what she's supposed to do.
I actually respect it a lot, man, because a lot of people, we get on Drake about that for keep making the same type of music. And it's like, can you try something else? Be a little more experimental. And I respect her for this. Like, just me personally, I'm just not a country music fan. So it'd be hard to win me over with this. But the good thing is, I know Beyonce. I know the type of music she can make and has made. So it's not like I'm about to lose her as I'm done with her as a fan. But when you get to a certain place, that's, if you want to go there, you go there. Like Andre 3000, I still like Andre 3000. But when he made that Flute album, that was something that he wanted to get off his chest. And I respect that, man. He put out a lot of good music, Outkast albums, for me to totally get it. So I'm fine with it, but it's okay for me for it not to be for me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat pretty much. It's not for me, but I don't knock the attempt. It was a controversial thing to do. And that's what she's supposed to do as an artist, man. She's supposed to shake shit up and change up the flow. So I can't knock it, but I don't have to listen to it either. So, Drunk says, you know who made a good country album? Nelly. You know where Nelly from? St. Louis. You know where I'm from? Okay, hold the phone. Hold the phone on this revisionist history type stuff we're doing right now. Are we going back in time and saying the Nelly Sweatsuit album was good? No, I know he had the, and number one, was that even a country album? I know it was like a 2-disc. One was like the regular Nelly rap album, and the other had some different ass R&B and country songs. But there's really only one country song I heard from that album, and it was the one with Tim McGraw. And yeah, that was a good song, but it got clowned when it came out. And I don't remember anybody saying that was a good album, man. That was really the end of Nelly almost. That's really when he started falling off. So are we going back in time and saying that was a good country album from Nelly?
Is it better than this Beyonce album?
Maybe I gotta go back and listen, man. I gotta cue that up and see if the Nelly Sweatsuit album was actually fire or not. But I know it was clown when he got out, and now it's really the start of his downfall as a popular artist, man. Because we were like, what is Nelly doing, man?
Now, was that the downfall as a popular artist or as a rap artist? Because I feel like he kind of broadened his I guess fans, as far, not his fans, but he kind of went pop. To me, that's the definition of going pop, like leaving what you did, like as far as rap, and doing something else that's reaching a whole different audience. Because we ain't like it, but hey, Tim McGraw, I mean, I don't even know if Tim McGraw fans liked it, but I felt like it just went super mainstream and he got super popular after that. But and his rap music wasn't really the same.
I think, yeah, he did go pop. I mean, he was already pretty popular. He was already one of the highest selling artists in the country, even before that album. Yeah. But I think that's a case of just pushing it too far. And then you lose your core audience, and then the new audience you got just like that one song.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember him putting out anything that was even close to that afterwards. I forget what album he dropped after that, but it wasn't anything that lit the world on fire. So, yeah, I don't know. Nelly's run was pretty short, honestly. It was only like a couple years, but it was a crazy amount of hits that came from it. And I always respect him for just having the consistency, is even if it was short or not. But
yeah,
and like he said himself, he had to go up against giants, man. He went against Eminem, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Ludacris, and it was a stacked field he was playing against, and he actually made his mark. So respect to Nelly, man. I have no hate for him.
Yeah.
Tony Scott says, no excuse for Beyonce. She could have did better. Nelly did a great country single. It was a good song, man, but we clowned it when it came out. Let's be real. If you was a kid and that song came on the radio, you changed it. All right. Nobody I know liked that song, man. Like it got a lot of play on the radio, but in school, if you was bumping that shit, you got clowned. Let's be real, man. Nobody was bumping that Nelly over and over again in high school. Drunk says, we gonna act like Nelly. It was only a dream. I was thinking about her. I was thinking us what we gonna be. I don't what?
Yeah,
John can be drunk, man. I can't understand what that.
I remember the song. It was just a dream. That song still come on, crazy as it sound, but I remember that song. Was that a country song? I wasn't sure if that was just more of a pop song or what, but I actually remember that song. That was probably one of his big songs too.
I gotta look it up. I don't even remember that, man. Maybe my memory's just fuzzy. I'm gonna go back and actually listen to that part of the album and see if it was fire or not. Maybe it aged better than I thought.
Yeah, that was the I guess that was a double disc. Was that album a double disc?
It was a double disc, but then he made it. It was kind of like the same thing with Blueprint too. Like it was a double disc, and then he made another one that was just a single disc.
Okay, yeah, because I'm looking at it now, and they got one was Suit and one was Sweat.
Yeah, it was a double. Like it was two albums. One was Sweat and one was Suit, and then he made one album, Sweatsuit, with songs from both of them.
Okay.
And it was, I don't know, it was a weird time in rap, man. That was a time in rap when people just released albums to release them.
Yeah, they was releasing like 2 or 3 albums a year, man.
And also there was a time when a double disc meant double sales, which is ridiculous when you think about it. Like, how did they allow that? If you dropped a double disc, that meant you sold 2 albums.
Yeah.
How did they even let that happen, man? That's why everybody was dropping double albums back in the day.
Yeah. that was wild.
It was ridiculous, man. It's almost as stupid as letting these stupid bundles count as album sales too, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, buy this T-shirt and a hat.
Yeah. And it comes with a digital download for the album. That counts as an album sale. Nigga, I bought a T-shirt. What? So Tony Scott said a lot of rappers put out pop albums and they just call it rap. Yeah. I mean, Drake is kind of the number one example of that right now. But yeah, that's pretty much true. Drunk says, I don't know what happened with Rockett in St. Louis, but Rockett got a beef with it. No, what? I don't have a beef with the St. Lunatics. All right, man. I got no beef with St. Louis. I got no beef with you, even though you hated on CJ Stroud. And I still remember you hating on CJ Stroud and he wasn't gonna be shit. I don't got beef. Is Sexy Red the hottest female rapper right now? Yes or no? I mean, who else?
The test. If you say no, you got beef with St. Louis.
I didn't know she was from St. Louis. I didn't know where she was from. Is she the hottest as in most attractive? No. Is she like the hottest as in the most popping right now? Yes. So yeah, there you go. I guess she is the most
beef.
I got no beef with St. Louis. I got no beef with the St. Lunatics. I got no beef with Nelly, man. I respect. It's all respect.
Every time I think of St. You know what? Never mind. I ain't want to start the beef because I don't even know if this is true, but I don't know if like St. Louis got like a city on city beef with like Kansas City or whatever. But I always think about Malcolm and Eddie every time I think about like Missouri, because that's where they was at in the show. I think they was at Kansas City, Missouri. I want to say.
I didn't even know that, and I watch that show all the time. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, either Kansas City or St. Louis. I want to say it was Kansas City, but that's like me saying, that's like me, mistaking Dallas and Houston or something. So
yeah. And Junk said he'd been admitted he was wrong about CJ. But look, man, whenever you come up in here and talk about beef, I'm gonna bring that up. All right. I'm gonna bring that up whenever you come here and talk about some beef. All right. Cause that
he ain't gonna let you live it down, man.
We have forgiven you. We have welcomed you on the bandwagon, but we ain't gonna forget, man. All right. That's always gonna be in the back pocket. Come on, some beef shit. Other albums that came out. Well, there was a new BFB the Pac-Man album, man. I think we both like BFB the Pac-Man. I like him too. I didn't hear this album, though. The only thing I heard was that Drake was supposed to have a feature on it, and he took it out.
Yeah, I was so disappointed at that, man, because he been kind of teasing this feature for a minute now. And so it was even up to I want to say it was Thursday. He was saying like, I guess it was the source. It was some account put out and said Drake wasn't on that song or the album, and he pretty much said it was cap. And he said he got the song and all this other stuff. And then this morning, I guess people was like, where the hell is the song? And he pretty much tweeted and said they didn't clear the song because of the Kendrick stuff. So I mean, I don't know what type of move that is for Drake, or if he just don't want any new verses coming out right now until he drop a song or something like that. But yeah, I was a little bit disappointed, man. I'm a big fan of his. I wanted to hear him and Drake. But yeah, that had me a little bit disappointed. But overall with the album, I thought it was okay. I felt like that's not his best work, but I thought it was okay album. You could tell he's I guess growing as an artist because the production's starting to sound a little bit different. He he's switching up the flow a little bit, but yeah, I think that Drake not being on this album kind of did it for me, man. I'm just like, man, I was super excited about that. I did hear Rio the Young OG on there, the dude from Michigan. That song was cool, but yeah, I thought it was an okay album. Not his best work, but I felt like it was okay.
Yeah, that's weak, man. Because that would have been a huge look for BFB, and I would have liked to listen to that too, man. I'm sure he doesn't want anybody thinking that that's his response to the beef.
Yeah.
And to be fair, that would have been the talk. People would have broken down that verse and been like, "This is all he got."
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of sucks that BFB kind of got screwed here, because I'm sure if the Kendrick stuff never happened, it probably would have got cleared.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of weak to do that, man. I feel bad for that, but yeah, maybe one day look, songs leak all the time. Maybe this actual song will leak and we'll still hear it someday. But
yeah,
or with the Drake verse as well. So
yeah, shout out to BFB, man. Leak the damn song, leak the verse,
leak it,
man. Yeah. Nah, I don't want you to get sued. But
yeah, to be fair, OVO has them top tier lawyers, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
It ain't Playboy Cardi leaks we're talking about.
Yeah, and BFB is independent, so
yeah.
I don't want yeah. But shout out to him, man. I wish I could have heard that verse.
Yeah, me too, man. Junk says we don't beef with Kansas City. They just more popping than us right now, but we got part of Missouri. That's really it. Yeah, man. All I know about Kansas City rap is Tech Nine. I fuck with Tech Nine. I haven't heard anything from him in a long time, but I like Tech Nine. I know he's a Kansas City guy. And he says Mahomes really started the beef between Kansas City and St. Louis.
Man, look, I ain't gonna lie, man. I wish St. Louis still had that football team, man. Like, I know the Rams technically started in LA.
Yeah.
But I think St. Louis need a football team, man. I think they deserve it. Hopefully they could get another football team, but that would be badass. St. Louis and Kansas City going back and forth and all that. That would have been dope.
Yeah, I hate it. It took me a long time to call them the Los Angeles Rams too, man. That still don't sound right. And why did they go to LA where they're just going to be hated? Nobody cares about the Rams. Yeah, they won a Super Bowl, but nobody cares already, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why these teams go to LA. Like, they're going to be loved or even get a half full stadium half the time, man.
Yeah, nah, it's no fans in LA, man. Like half of the fans that are like, and shoot, half of the fans that are like Laker fans ain't even in LA.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man, and that's different. But football, like, man, don't nobody care about the damn Rams, and definitely don't care about the Chargers.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. It's I don't know why these teams go to LA and why they got two football teams. That's just wild.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll check out the BFB album probably at some point next week. But yeah, it's pretty much it for new releases. So it's time to get into Diddy Gate. Dun-dun-dun.
I told you. I told you. He did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
It is time for Diddy Gate 2024 continues, man. Now Sean, Puffy, Diddy, Love, Combs. He has a lot of names now.
Yeah.
Continues to be, it's not looking too good for him, man. We already had the lawsuit from that producer who accused him of sex trafficking, among many other things. We had the Cassie lawsuit that was settled already, where she alleges that she was subject to sex trafficking and sex abuse and all that, and forced to take drugs and all this stuff. And now the feds, Homeland Security, have raided Diddy's homes in LA and Miami. We don't know what they were looking for. All we know is there is a ongoing sex trafficking investigation that they're involved with, and they had some kind of cause to search both of Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles. So yeah, we know hard drives were taken and other things were taken. But the details of the investigation are being kind of kept quiet for now. Diddy has not been officially charged, to my knowledge, with anything yet. He's kind of, I think one of his sons was arrested. I don't know who that was.
Yeah, his sons were seen in handcuffs. I don't even know if he was arrested technically. I think he was just like detained while they searched the house. So I don't think he was arrested for anything.
Yeah. I guess I don't know what that was about, but it is kind of crazy. He just left his sons there. Like I would assume, like Diddy knew this was coming, so his family being there to get arrested was kind of wild.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't know exactly what's going on. I know there were some details that came out about his alleged drug mule, who's this 25-year-old white kid, was arrested. This ex-basketball player, I guess he was playing in college or somewhere. He looks like Macaulay Culkin a little bit. I saw the mugshot. I was like, him? But then again, knowing what Diddy's into, I might not be too surprised. But this guy was arrested. His supposed drug mule, the guy who was getting drugs for Diddy, drugs which apparently included pink cocaine.
Yeah.
That Young Miami was helping get, according to the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Pink cocaine is apparently cocaine mixed with ecstasy. So yeah, it's getting real wild for Diddy right now. I mean, a lot of things are coming to light. Also, 50 Cent's baby mama was accused of being a prostitute or a sex worker for, I guess that's the PC term for it, a sex worker employed by Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
And 50 Cent, of course, replied, like he applies to everything. So he replied to this as well and said, damn, I didn't know you were a sex worker. And apparently she replied back and said that 50 Cent raped her.
Yeah, I think, and then also 50 mentioned that he was going to try to get full custody of his kid.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
So now somehow 50 Cent's getting allegations now as well out of nowhere. So yeah, it's I don't know what's going on, man. Figgy, what are your thoughts on Diddy getting his homes raided, and did he do it or not?
Man, I don't even know where to start, man. So apparently he got I think it was all three of his houses. I think he had a house in New York somewhere too that got raided. So all three of his houses got raided. I mean, we kind of had this conversation before because we thought this was when people were suing him, Cassie and all these other people with the silver suits. And we kind of figured it was over then, that it wasn't going to be the same. But this looked way more serious, and I'm kind of curious. I'm a little nervous too because this kind of got like a Harvey Weinstein feel to it, where this super popular guy that loves to party and be in and look. Everybody knew this wasn't an off the record thing. Everybody knew what Diddy was kind of into. Like he wasn't into some normal people type stuff. We ain't know what the hell that means. Shoot, like you could pull up a whole bunch of interviews of people like, oh, party with Diddy. Like, no, I'm talking about a Diddy party. Like I don't know. It seemed like the writing was on the wall the whole time, but we just kind of laughed and joked about it. But this got like a Weinstein feel to it, man. I don't know if they just gonna throw him under the bus and make him take the rap for everything, or some more stuff gonna come out, man. Because he been involved with a lot of people, man. A lot of big wigs, political people, billionaires and stuff like that. Has some type of connection or relationship with Diddy, and my guess is they probably don't want that to get out. So I don't know. I don't know if Diddy just gonna, I don't know if he gonna take a deal, or I don't know what's gonna happen, man. But I don't think he could get out of it. I would be shocked if he get out of this with no scrapes, because this ain't looking good at all. And like I said, man, he might be the sacrificial lamb. And that ain't gonna, I feel like that ain't gonna end too good, man.
Yeah, man, it's looking rough. I'm looking at these some of these allegations. Mr. Jones, who was a guy who filed the lawsuit, alleges that Diddy forced him to have sex with prostitutes, and now one of Diddy's associates, Brendan Paul, which is the guy, the white 25-year-old kid who was arrested, was smuggling weapons and ensured that sex workers were paid. So he was like the pimp.
Damn.
Most of the sex workers in Diddy's employ were paid in cash, but one passage in a lawsuit notes that 4 of the sex workers, including Miss Joy, who is Miss Joy? Oh yeah, 50 Cent baby mama. Miss Joy were given monthly fees for their services. The passage names Young Miami, Jade, and Daphne Joy as the women who were paid a monthly fee to work at Mr. Combs' sex workers and receive payment via wire transfer. So apparently, and no, I don't guilty, innocent until proven guilty. But this makes the Young Miami thing make a lot more sense to me.
It do.
Because they were always in this weird thing where you don't know if they were dating or not. They wouldn't come out and say they were dating. They wouldn't claim each other. And now it just sounds like he was pimping her out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that makes more sense to me then, because they were always not committing, and then she was with other people, and he was with another girl, and
yeah,
Young
he had a
Miami didn't
baby.
care.
Remember,
Yeah.
he had a baby on her.
Yeah. And we still weren't sure like what was happening. Were they dating or not? And now it's alleged that she was just a sex worker for him, and he was just pimping her out. So
yeah, and even looking at like all the kink stuff she was into. Remember, she was doing her show.
yeah,
And she was into like golden showers.
yeah,
And I'm just kind of like, all right.
yeah.
It just seems super weird. And then even her on Twitter, she had to delete some of these stuff, but she mentioned something, talk about Diddy would make that hoe get on their knees or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like, huh? Like, all right. So now everybody connecting the dots, where I'm just like, all right, that makes sense now.
Yeah, it's kind of like a domestic version of when women get flown out to Dubai and get slutted out and they get a bunch of money. Young Miami got her own show. She got a bunch of, she got her own Revolt show. She got a
wire
bunch
transfers,
of money, wire transfers, probably millions of dollars to do whatever he told her to do.
Yeah, so, because her music ain't making that much money, man. No. I don't care what nobody say.
Nah, that's City Girl stuff.
That's why JT was like, let me drop my own album, my own tour.
Yeah, I think she just performed in Houston. So yeah, she's trying to make moves on her own, man. I don't think she's trying to get caught up in this whole Diddy thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's looking kind of crazy, man. Drunk says, can we take a minute to give Cassie the chess move of the year? Exposed him, settled, got socially bashed for settling the whole time. The whole time she knew feds was coming and it was all going to come out anyway. Now, I don't know if she was playing 4D chess, man. I don't know if she knew, because really that was the first domino to fall, and that might have led to the second lawsuit coming out.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if Cassie didn't file, then this other guy wouldn't have filed either. But maybe he saw that, hey, she got money out of it at the very least. I might as well come forward and say what happened to me. But yeah, she was. Look, it was brave to do it because she did get bashed for settling. And yeah, she did expose a lot. And everybody, and first, that's the first real pen to paper allegations we had against Diddy.
Yeah.
We've heard things, there's been rumors, but there had never been anything in a legal setting accusing him of these things. Now the first one. So it really was the first domino to fall on Diddy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And she, I mean, I guess if she knew all of this was gonna go down anyway, I think it was smart for her to get that. I don't know how much it was, but I'm guessing it's a boatload of money. She got that in and got low because she was already low. I think she was with her. I think she got married, had a kid, and everything. So it wasn't like she was always in the spotlight. But when she dropped that, when she hit him with that lawsuit, they settled that real quick. And she got low, so she got her money because I don't know if she would have got that right now if she decided to do it. If everything happened how it did now, and she never came out of nowhere, she tried to do that now, I don't know if she would have got that. So she got in before it was cool.
yeah, no, she did, man. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe she was playing 4D chess, maybe not. But I just think she thought it was time. She realized maybe her new man, she probably confided things in him, and he said she needs to come forward with this and at least file a lawsuit. So yeah, I don't know what happened, man. But yeah, that was the first thing that set up all this, I think. So very interesting. And oh yeah, by the way, it was mentioned that Diddy apparently sold his remaining shares of Revolt, so he no longer owns any of it. So that's the end of the black-owned company Revolt. There it goes. So,
how did you feel about the jet taking off? Everybody's talking about the jet took off to another country or something like that, and he wasn't on it and all this. How did you feel about that? Did you think that was a little bit weird?
Look, I thought it might have been smart if it was true. Like, pull a Russell Simmons, man. Like, I don't see why everybody's just do that. I know it's not that easy because I know
you got Homeland Security in this.
Yeah. I mean, if the US really wants you, they're gonna get you, man, unless you go to like a Russia or North Korea. But that might be worse than going to jail in America.
They're gonna treat him like Brittany Griner, man.
Yeah. So if you go, even if the country has no extradition clause, if they want you, they're gonna get you, man. So it really wouldn't help them to flee the country at this point. But I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. It's not looking too good for the diddler. They're calling the diddler now.
The diddler.
I mean, we always wondered. I mean, we're talking about this on the podcast for a while now. If he could bounce back. I thought maybe if he laid low for a few months, years, people would forget. He could come back and maybe get it, be a wholesome person and change the whole, what people do.
Yeah.
But now it's over, man. It's over. Even if there's no jail time, his name is toxic now.
Yeah.
I don't see how you can get you removed from any of this, and if it comes out that at least even half of this stuff is true, like, it's over, man. So
how do you think that's gonna change music? Because I feel like Diddy been around my entire life as long as I can remember, and he was part of a lot of some of the best music that I grew up to. So I wonder how do you think? I mean, will everything just go on as planned, or do you see like a big hit as far as like music and entertainment with no Diddy?
I mean, it would ultimately be the R. Kelly thing, man, where it's socially maybe not acceptable to post that you like his music on Twitter, but people still listen to R. Kelly this day, man. I think people will still listen to his music no matter what. I mean, and you can't just there's too much music in Bad Boy to just write it all off, man.
You writing on Biggie Smalls,
his whole discography, man. Just because Diddy was on it.
Yes.
Everybody can't go down.
Yeah, you writing off Biggie Smalls, you writing off early Mary J. Blige. Man, we could keep going all night, man. No Diddy.
Yeah.
No, it's damn near impossible, man. It was low key impossible with the R. Kelly stuff because he wrote a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine trying to write off all the Diddy music.
Yeah, and the people associated with him. I know it's been funny because people have been digging up all the tweets of people talking about they partying with Diddy. Like I saw LeBron and Steph Curry got caught up talking about partying with Diddy. So yeah, I don't know, man, but yeah, the music just now his solo stuff can easily be whatever ignored. But I mean, we're talking about the locks. We're talking about too much music, man. We can't just write it all off.
Or honestly, what about? I mean, even his music. Like, I mean, is it over for All About the Benjamins? Like, is that song just is it over with for that song? Is it over for More Money, No Problems?
Yeah, man. That's
what about Victory? The song Victory with that's one of my favorite songs, man.
Yeah,
so it's just over with for that one.
Me too. I don't. It's an R. Kelly thing, man. It's an R. Kelly thing all over again because R. Kelly is too synonymous with 90s R&B, man. You can't just take him out. Even 2000s R&B. You can't just ignore. I mean, I guess you can if you're younger. I'm sure that it would be much easier for younger people who never grew up on Bad Boy or Diddy to just say they don't fuck with his music because of what he's been accused of. But for us, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, that's like saying let's ignore Michael Jackson in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
Like let's act like he never existed.
Or telling your parents like, oh, James Brown was accused of something, so we canceling him. His music is just gone.
Yeah. Like think about James Brown, no James Brown in the 60s or 70s. That wouldn't even make no damn sense, man. If it's no James Brown, it's no Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Point blank, period, man. He looked up Michael Jackson looked up to James Brown, and they was calling him like James Brown the way he was dancing because he was dancing like James Brown. It would be no Michael Jackson if it was no James Brown.
Yeah, and there wouldn't be a lot of the 90s big artists that we know of without Diddy, man. Like it or not, Mace wouldn't have a career without Diddy, man. We got to say it. There's a lot of rappers out here who would not have careers and singers who would not have had careers without Diddy, man. I'm not calling him a saint, of course. I mean, he was ultimately just trying to get money, and he's known for trapping them in bad contracts and not paying people. So I'm not saying he's like Jesus, but ultimately he is responsible for a lot of music we grew up on, man. And we can't look, if you want to say you're done with him, that's your prerogative. But me personally,
you can't get mad at people if they choose to listen to it, man.
Exactly.
We gotta be honest, man. We let it go with the R. Kelly, man. Like a lot of people, I feel like, and I hate this word now, but I feel like a lot of people are bullied into not listening to R. Kelly now.
Or at least talking about it.
Yeah.
I think they still listen to him in private, man.
Yeah, but as far as like blasting R. Kelly, I feel like we've been bullied to not play R. Kelly out loud. But man, that's why I kind of hate this era, man. Because you got these kids that don't know anything and they start doing research and find out what people what they've been accused of, and they just try to cancel their art, man, their music. I think about this all the time, man. I pray to God nobody do no research on Marvin Gaye. I hope they don't do no research on James Brown and nobody from the 70s, actually.
Rick James.
Oh man. Like we wouldn't be listening to nothing, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, man. It's I feel the same way. Like look, and some of it I wonder because, you know, maybe we should have been more critical of the artists we knew that were up to crazy shit and, you know, scumbag shit like this. Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't just have let it go. This generation seems more intent to hold people's feet to the fire, for better and worse, you know. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough, and it's different when it's your favorite too. That's the thing.
Yeah,
these people, if Rihanna or somebody got accused, they would bring the capes out. So I don't
Hell,
know.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown is a case too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just so crazy, man. Because like just being around actual people talking about artists that did something that was very uncomfortable. It like a lot of people don't ever agree with what the stuff they did, but they enjoy the music. So it's like the music, they don't even care about the person. They don't even care about their personal life. They just care about the slaps, the music. And it's just like, just imagine, like I've been around people that was just like, man, James Brown, man, he made some good songs, but man, what he was doing to his wife or this lady or all this other stuff, it was awful. And we sitting there nodding their head to the music, man.
Mhm.
Because I mean, that's all that mattered, man. Like the music, if the music getting through to you, helping your life easier, like why you gonna cancel that because of something? Because he was a scumbag or something like that, or did something awful in his life. So like I don't know, man. Like I don't know a lot of perfect people in this world, man. So it's just I just hate that we get to that point where we got to cancel everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how people react now, and everything's the overreaction too. But they also pick and choose, So it's and there's been so many stories about Diddy that doesn't really help too. The artists themselves have complained a whole lot, so he really
Yeah,
has no goodwill to run off of. Man, that's the
yeah,
thing. It would be different if there was even with Chris Brown. Chris Brown has a lot of people defending him, man.
yeah,
Famous people who continue to work with him. And that kind of helps his case. The fact
yeah,
that people who are good people, quote unquote, I hate doing air quotes, but I had to do that there. People who are good people collaborate with Chris Brown shows that he has people still in his corner. Whereas Diddy really has nobody good in his corner, man. Like
yeah,
everybody, a lot of people who work with him don't like him. And it's just not a good look. So that kind of hurts him too. But
yeah.
yeah.
How you feel about the people that's all of a sudden speaking up against him now?
I think it's corny. I think it's corny because you had years to talk about this. I forget who I saw somebody recently. I know Torre, who I don't like. Torre said his family member worked with Diddy but quit because he was asked to do
Oh
something.
yeah, he was like an intern or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like y'all don't be
where
coming
was
out
that
the
at?
woodwork, right? Y'all
Where
don't
was
be
that
coming
at?
out the woodwork now, man. If you was quiet all these years, stay quiet. Okay. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear after the fact, oh, we knew it because Diddy tried to do this and then I said no, and then I got fired from Bad Boy. You had years. We've been in Me Too for like how many years now?
Yeah,
People will hear your story and you won't get ostracized for it like you used to.
yeah,
I don't want to hear now that it's popping, you want to come forward. Look, go legally if you want to have something to accuse, but don't just get on an interview or a podcast and say, "Yeah, Diddy did this back at '92." Like,
yeah,
nah, you had a long time to clear that up, man. And
yeah.
I don't want to hear it now.
Yeah, the only way I would accept that is if they come out and say, "Hey, I was so scared of Diddy to tell his story, so now I'm brave enough to share this story with y'all." Now, that's the only way I'm gonna accept it. Just admit you were scared of him. So all these war stories from back in the '90s and the 2000s, like tell us you were scared to say these stories because you were scared of Diddy. Then at that point I would give you a pass.
Yeah,
But
and to
don't,
be fair, he is crazy. Like the whole blew
yeah,
up Kid Cudi's car thing. So yeah, I can accept the one being scared for her
yeah.
life
That's
messing
the
with Diddy.
that's the only way I can accept it. But like some grown ass rappers sitting there like, oh yeah, he did this and back then he, like, where was all of that? Like, just let me know you were scared of Diddy, and now that it looked like it's over, you could share your story. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. I feel the same way. Like y'all want to come out the woodwork now, I'm gonna take your story with more of a grain of salt now than I would have if you did it before it was cool to do.
Yeah, to me, that's no better than somebody trying to file a civil lawsuit just because everybody else is. It's about 20 people that filed against this person. Oh, let me file too. Let me get in on this. To me, that's what it looked like.
Yeah. You heard it. You heard it here, folks. First, folks. Figgy says that Sean Watson was innocent.
Hey, don't be trying to wrap me up, man.
That's what you said, man.
Hey.
That's what you're implying.
No, I said this. I said this situation.
Now let's run down the list of defenses against Figgy right now, man. I'm canceling you today, Figgy.
I know, man.
It's time to get canceled. Number one, you said Beyonce scared of a white woman. You said number two, her album is ass. And now you don't believe women, period.
Oh man, no. I don't believe these damn rappers, man. That's coming out of nowhere. Like, oh yeah, my cousin had an internship with Diddy and he did this. And like, come on, man. Why is you saying this now?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
It's a little played out, man. Like, I don't want to hear y'all go to the and on the podcast and talk about all the stuff Diddy did now.
Yeah, just say you were scared. Just say you were scared of him.
Junk says Diddy ain't just have hoes, he have famous hoes. Let's talk about it. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, it's one thing to have like sex workers who were just IG girls, but the fact that you're taking already famous people and selling them,
yeah,
that's pretty crazy, man. That is pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, that's nuts.
Drunk says, remember when Lori Harvey was dating Justin Combs, then was dating Diddy?
I forgot about that.
Lori Harvey dated Diddy?
Yeah, they was dressed alike. You don't remember that?
Oh, that was like one of the first people she dated, wasn't it?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Because remember, it was a big deal because they was like, oh, Diddy dating this his son's ex.
Yeah, man. Now wait a minute. What does this say about Lori Harvey?
Yeah.
Now we made jokes about the Lori Harvey contract.
Yeah.
But what if it's actually real, man?
It could be.
What if Diddy was sending her out?
Maybe he was making a contract.
Maybe. It was like a Bad Boy contract, man. It had the Bad Boy logo on the bottom of it.
Damn.
You get Lori Harvey for 3 years, and that's it.
Yeah. I wonder what she got to say about all this.
Nothing. She never has anything to say about anything, man. That's probably one of the first things Diddy told her. Never talk.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah,
very smart, man. I think a lot of people should take what she do.
Yeah. Junk says it's always funny when white people buy black-owned stuff and think we still gonna rock with it once we know. Yeah, I mean that's what happened with BET, kind of, but I think BET was white-owned. We still liked it, so I can't say that much. I mean, some people just don't know. But yeah, I mean, Versus did fall off when I think some other company bought it up, and then Revolt, I don't even know what they do anymore, man. I was never really tapped into what they were even doing. So
yeah. And by the way, that Versus stuff, I think that was smart. Swiss Beats and Timberland getting out of that.
Oh,
man.
Definitely, because they knew it was over.
Yeah, I think that was smart. They was getting killed for that, man. And I thought it was a good idea to, you flip something that was free. It got millions from, I don't know, like 20 million, something like that, and got out of it. I thought that was smart because that stuff wasn't gonna last that long. So that was super smart, man. They got killed for it, man.
They did. But
that was a smart business move, man. Them doing that was a very smart business move. Like, I know everybody want the, black own this, black own that, but sometimes you got to look at it like stocks. Sometimes you got to
sell it high.
Yeah, where it's high, and you feel like this is the right time to get out. You gotta get out of it, and that's what they did.
I don't blame him, man. Now the last thing about this Diddy thing is, and this is something 50 Cent was bringing up too, about how Jay-Z's next.
Yeah,
and how Jay-Z is going to be the next one to go down. And some people, number one, are trying to already, which I knew was going to happen. People are
Yeah.
acting like, oh, they're just trying to take down powerful black men. They don't like us being billionaires. They don't like us having power. They always got to bring us down. And I'm like, nah, man, if you've been following, you know there's been these stories and allegations about Diddy for a long time, man. He was never no
Yeah.
saint.
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter if you want to name himself Love, man. I don't care what his new PR spin is. We knew things about
Yeah,
Diddy.
it was actually uncomfortable when you look at all the people and how they talk about Diddy. Like they were scared to say something.
Mhm.
Like they will always bring up his party, like, oh, do you want a party or do you want a party? It's just like these weird code terms where I'm just like,
Yeah.
man. So I mean, a couple years from now, that's gonna look super strange, man.
No, definitely. Like the way he would get drunk and just start talking weird to people, man. He was like one of those
Yeah,
guys, man. It's like you could
yeah,
tell people around him were just uncomfortable.
yeah,
So, but for some reason, people think that Jay-Z is going to be next. And I just thought 50 Cent was trolling, but apparently some people really believe that Jay-Z will be the next person to get these allegations and he's going to be the next billionaire targeted. He's going to go down. And I'm like, if they could have got Jay-Z out the paint, they would have been did it by now, man. All
yeah,
right. I think as far as these types of thing goes, he's pretty clean. Now he has had legal trouble. He stabbed a guy and almost went to
yeah,
prison for it like 20 years ago. But as far as this type of thing, look, I don't know Jay-Z personally, but he always seems like an introvert to me. I don't
yeah,
think he goes out unless it's business related. I don't think he's out at parties, man. I don't think he was at these Diddy parties buying pussy or whatever was going on, man. I feel like he would go home.
yeah,
I don't think he's out here doing what Diddy was doing at all.
yeah. Is he actually a partier type person?
No,
Like I
not
never
from what
looked at
I've
him.
seen.
Yeah, like
I mean,
outside
he
of the
has the Rock Nation brunch, but that's once a year, and that's not like a party.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I have been seeing way more stuff about Jay-Z too. Like as far as because everybody throwing the petty stuff out there and the petty allegations and stuff like that. And I seen somebody try to bring up, he got Beyonce when she was underage and all of this stuff. It's just like, man, like, all right, like, are we really doing this? And the secret, I guess a secret affair or baby he had on Beyonce around the time Blue Ivy was born and all this other stuff. It's just like, man, like, why are y'all even doing it? People make it not fun anymore, man.
Yeah.
Like, and and it's scary too because I feel like something like this can really shake some stuff up. I feel like the power of the internet, the power of social media can really, I don't want to say make stuff true, but I feel like it will really make people start digging into stuff. And it's just like, man, like, why is y'all even making this stuff up? Like, it's hard for me to try to make up a lie about somebody and, and man, I just seen some wild stuff. I seen some wild stuff like, Jay-Z really the ringleader and all this other stuff. It's just like, man, y'all make it so uncomfortable.
You'd be surprised what people will believe if they see it on the internet, man. Like, really nothing. It really doesn't even shock me how dumb people are. How you'll believe something just because somebody on TikTok said it. And then you look up, nobody ever looks up, hey, because they never list their source of where they got this information from. And usually if you do look it up, you'll see, wait, they only said like a small part of the actual full story because they're trying to make a narrative. And ultimately they're just trying to get clicks and go viral.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to keep in mind, man. The truth, the fiction is usually going to be way more interesting than the truth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, people, they're going to make up their own narratives and try to be the first person to say something about this thing. And then you look into it, it's not true, but people will believe it anyway because it sounds spicy. So,
yeah. And see, this is the stuff I hate because I like a good conspiracy and all that. Like the other day I heard about the conspiracy. Did you hear about this? The Titanic conspiracy.
I've heard a few of them.
About the I think, and this of course this ain't true, but this was kind of based off the movie, the character Jack, Leonardo character, that he was really a time traveler. And this was hilarious, man. I thought this is like a good funny conspiracy that obviously not true, but he was like a time traveler and the clothes he had on didn't even fit the vibe of what it was. And his goal was to get on that boat and stop Rose from jumping off the boat. And if she would have jumped off the boat, then the boat would have had to turn around because she's rich, because it was she was part of a rich family, and they would have never crashed into the iceberg. And and they started adding all type of other, I guess, bombs and all this other stuff. It was kind of funny. I'm like, I like little random funny ass conspiracies like that because it's clearly a joke, but they put a lot into that joke. But I just hate this whole, like this stuff can really destroy somebody's family, man. Especially if somebody really believe it. So I just hate this type of stuff, man.
Yeah, no, it's annoying, man, and it's not as bad when it's somebody like Jay-Z who can afford to ignore it. When it's like a regular person and somebody just gets on the internet and lies about them, I mean, that can affect your job status. A lot of stuff gets affected, man. So that, yeah, it's lame. It's always lame. But people just do whatever they can. It's always weird to me how people can just lie with a straight face, man. I really don't.
Weird.
It really is, man. We share this world with some real psychopaths, man. People who will just get in front of a camera and lie to thousands of people and have no issue with it.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me, man. Evil world we live in, like Future said, man. Crazy shit going on. So yeah, that's all I have on the Diddy. We will keep our eyes peeled, of course, and talk about anything else. It's not over yet, man. If Homeland Security is involved, yeah, it's gonna get deeper.
Yeah,
no Diddy. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye out and see what happens next, man. But yeah, it's far from over, I feel.
Yeah.
Other things that happened. Oh yeah, we got an update on the Drake, Future, Kendrick beef, Metro Boomin as well. Rick Ross has entered the beef. So yeah, apparently Rick Ross has been added to the list of people who are beefing with Drake. And that's another thing I really don't know where this came from. Of course, Drake and Rick Ross have been close for a while. We thought they did a bunch of songs together, seemed to have no issue with each other. But something happened, and Drake ended up inviting Rick Ross's ex to his show, and was apparently all cuffed up and whatever. And now Rick Ross has unfollowed Drake on Instagram, and also posted a video of him in the car listening to Kendrick's verse on Like That. So it's obvious to everybody that they're beefing now too.
Yeah.
And apparently this is also over a woman. So yeah, what do you think is going on with Drake, man? It seems to be losing all his former friends, at least the famous rapper ones.
Yeah.
Where do you think this goes?
To me, I feel like this is a clear sign, man. To me, I feel like they probably never really rock with Drake like that. This seemed like they had to rock with Drake because he was the hottest rapper, in the world. And now it's kind of like, and this is a wild comparison, but this is kind of like how when Cassie went out there and filed her lawsuit against Diddy, and then everything started happening after that. It seemed like when Kendrick really put a name to the bullet, and Future, I take that back. Not even Kendrick. I feel like once Future said something, then I feel like the dominoes start happening, like it start falling because everybody look Pusha T beef with Drake, Meek beef with Drake at one point, and nobody said everybody stayed out of it. But once Future said something, man, it seemed like a lot of people start taking sides, man. So yeah, man, I thought this was strange. What's crazy is they both was at the rodeo on a couple weeks ago.
Oh wow.
I don't know if they spoke or if they was around each other or anything like that. Maybe Ross got on, did his thing, and left. But yeah, I thought that was kind of I thought that was a little bit odd. But I'm kind of interested to see how this is gonna turn out because look, we talk about Drake being petty. Rick Ross is really petty, man. He might be a little more direct petty. Drake could be petty with all these Instagram captions and stuff like that, but Rick Ross, we seen what him and 50 was going through. We seen what him and DJ Envy was going through. So I wonder if it's gonna get like that. But yeah, man, I don't know. They made some good music together, man. It's kind of sad to see it going down like this over a chick. But allegedly.
I was just listening to Money in the Grave at the gym today, man. It came on shuffle. I'm like, damn, this song is hard.
Yeah.
Too bad that's it. I don't think we're gonna get any type of follow-up.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
And this is the other thing too, because they were clearly cool. They was cool. Man, he took Pusha T verse off of Maybach Music. So that show you he rocked with Drake. So I wonder what happened after that. It's crazy.
I think it's Dirty Mac Drake, man. Just at it again. He can't help himself. It's like an addiction.
Yeah, try to get everybody else, girl.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. But yeah, this kind of feels like this is basically, I feel, what Drake thought would happen after the Meek Mill diss. Because he mentioned, I remember in an interview, I think it was Elliot Wilson a while back after all that happened. And, people always ask why he made like 2 diss tracks to Meek Mill, the Charged Up and then the other bullshit he put out. And
back to back,
yeah.
That was probably the best one.
I mean, it was, but it aged like shit, man. I've listened to that song in a long time. But he basically said that he thought when Meek Mill sent those tweets out about the ghostwriter and all that stuff, that everybody was gonna come out and admit they didn't fuck with Drake, and he thought it was gonna be like a bunch of people coming out beefing with him, and it wasn't that. But that kind of tells me that in the back of his head, Drake knows that people don't really like him, but they just tolerate him and work with him because, like you said, he's the biggest rapper out right now, and they use him for clout.
Yeah.
But I always wonder, like, what would Future and Drake talk about, man? It's like they don't really seem like friend type people to be friends to me. But they made a lot of music together, man. Same with Rick Ross. I don't know what Rick Ross and Drake would talk about if they was in a room together outside of music. But they work together a lot and seem to like each other. Now we're starting to find out that a lot of people behind the scenes just don't like how Drake seems to move. Yeah. He seems to he just has to get everybody's girl and play this kind of Cold War type of game with people where he's just manipulating and trying to get at them in weird ways. And it's just weird. So, yeah, man, I think it's just Dirty Mac and taken to an extreme. People are starting to peep how he moves and they just don't like it. And I guess they're showing it now. Now that it's cool to hate on Drake. Everybody wants to come out and hate on Drake. So
yeah,
it's pretty interesting, man. I wonder now. I'm wondering because is he going to announce? Is he going to make one diss track towards everybody who's dissed him, including Future, Metro Boomin, Kendrick, and Rick Ross?
I don't know.
What do you think his response will be? He's already thrown some shots, which he gonna do the Instagram subliminal thing.
Yeah.
But do you think he will officially respond or just keep doing what he's doing right now with the little subliminal disses on Instagram?
I think he's gonna keep doing what he's doing. I think he knows everybody is waiting on something from him. Like, even if it's, I think that's, take it back to our earlier conversation with BFB the Pat Man. I think that's why he stopped that verse from coming out, because it's like whatever Drake feature or song he put out, it's gonna be highly anticipated. So I think he probably put a halt to everything. All these guest verses and all that. He probably put a halt to it right now, and I don't see him putting out a song addressing everything. I could see him maybe hopping on somebody's song, maybe, and putting up something new and doing what he usually do. I don't see him making like a charged up or back to back. I mean, honestly, would the song really be that good? He got to address a lot of people, man. A lot of people, a lot of different situations. So I don't know how good of a song that would be. And you know, Drake ain't just throwing something out there. Whatever he throw out there got to be chart worthy, in my opinion. It got to be like a hit. So I don't know if that would be a hit trying to address Ross, Future, Kendrick. To me, and even with the like Ross and Future, that's a little more personal. That ain't no friendly rap shit. The Kendrick is more, I feel like that might be a little more friendly rap, where, you know, competition type thing. And you can't address those two on a song. That got to be totally different, man. So I could see him maybe damn, I was gonna say maybe he could hop on the Future song and throw a shot or something, but like maybe if 21 Savage or Lil Durk drop a single featuring Drake, then he might throw a couple shots at somebody. But he got a lot of thinking, man. I don't know if we gonna hear anything new from Drake for a minute, man. He gonna have to sit down and be strategize on this one, because he can't just put out anything, and otherwise that's gonna look bad on him. I think he really got to sit down and come up with something the right way.
Yeah, man, he got to cook. He got to get them ghostwriters at it. He got to get whatever he needs to do, man. But he knows he can't come weak with this shit, man. He has to put out something that will impress people. You know, if this is rap beef, he talks about how he studies rap beef and all this stuff. He knows what this is, man. And I like I said in the last podcast, I don't care about the subliminals. I don't care about the, you know, because I'm sure he's gonna just say, "Oh, they mentioned me to sell units." He already said that on Instagram. They mentioned me to sell. Nah, man, this is beef. All right, you got to address it. All right, you got to come with your own disses towards these people. Don't act like you're above it just because you're Drake.
Yeah, like did he do that to sell units when he was going at Meek? So like I don't want to hear that. I mean, it's one thing because I get it back in the day, especially somebody like a Jay-Z. Remember, you used to have random people just trying to go at Jay-Z, or in the female terms, or on the female side, you had females trying to go at Nicki. We're just like, we don't even know who you are. You just a random ass rapper that nobody knows, and you like don't nobody care about your diss song to the biggest rapper in the world right now. This ain't even that, man. He can't use that card because I feel like all these people are up. Rick Ross don't need more clout. I think he's fine the way he is. Kendrick definitely don't need no clout. So like a lot of these people don't need none of that. Future don't need none of that. So I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, no, man, I agree. He needs to do something to address this, and I don't know how long it's going to take. He's going to be more strategic with it, I'm sure. But I don't know, man. He got to say something. If he doesn't, if the response isn't really beef rap, then he lost.
Yeah.
If it's more subliminals, if it's just him sneaking around the issue and just dropping a couple bars here and there and then moving on, he lost. So
Yeah.
he needs to really think about how he's going to address this. And not, I don't want to hear the I don't want to give it more attention. I don't want to do the nah. You're not above this, man. You're not above
Yeah.
this. Ever since Meek, you stepped your foot into the battle rap game. All right.
Yeah.
If you were somebody, and look, Biggie is someone who never beef with anybody in rap. He never directly addressed. There were subliminals, but he never put out a Tupac diss song.
Yeah.
That really was obviously about Tupac.
Yeah.
But Drake did. So once you get in that pool, you're in that pool, man. You can't say that you're bigger than it. You can't act like it's below you to do. You can't act like, oh, I'm just giving y'all more clout, so I'm not gonna now. Nah, man. You've established yourself as somebody who will beef with people who have a problem with you.
Yeah, and he showed that, and even with the Meek thing, like I would have let that slide if he did that, and other people shot at him, and he never responded. I would have understood that, but he actually dropped the diss song to Pusha T, the Duppy freestyle or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He went at Pusha T, man. So, and he lost that one, man. So, it's like you can't be above that now. Like, nah, man. Like, we on the same playing field. So, he can't use that line, man.
Yeah,
he better off not even saying nothing.
Yeah, if he tries to act above it and doesn't directly address it, then he lost. So we'll see how it goes, man, and we'll wait for it as long as it takes. But you can't wait too long, man, because I'm already starting to hear people say that he's missing the timeline of a response, so he's losing. But yeah, we'll see. I'm sure he's going to address it in some form or fashion in music, but I just hope it's not disappointing. Hopefully it's something that's entertaining and worthy of discussion.
Yeah. How do you think this is going to shape out, though? Like, Drake was that guy that was kind of like nobody really outside of like two people, but I feel like this could be a chance that it divides a lot of the music game too, because you got 21 Savage, Lil Durk that's still rocking with Drake, and I think they was on tour with him or something like that. But how do you feel like that will work? Because looking at 21 Savage, Future, they in Atlanta. So I'm wondering if that is going to create some type of divide, because you usually don't see a lot of strong beef like this with Atlanta. Usually stick with Atlanta. So how do you think this is going to end up?
That's a good question, man. I don't know. With anybody else, I would say it's kind of done for them, because that's too many artists who have the potential to blackball you. And for any other, like if this was somebody like even a Lil Durk, if he had all these people beefing with him, I don't see how he would be able to continue the way he's going. But Drake is different, man. Drake has too much pull. He has too much power. He has too much money. And there's going to be people who are going to rock with him just because of that, no matter what.
Yep.
I can't see him not being able to go to Atlanta. Yeah. I can't see him not being welcome in Atlanta. Number one, because he got gang ties in places, man. There's no fly zone for Drake, man. All right. There's nowhere he can't go. He's got people looking out for him. But I think it will cause a divide in terms of people will feel like they got to pick a side in a way. And I think there are people who don't like Drake and will feel more comfortable kind of expressing that now. Yeah. But there will also be a lot of people who might not like him, but they like the clout and attention. You know, he was about to be on BFB the Pac-Man's album, man. That shows you he looks out for artists who are much smaller than him. Yeah. So there's going to be people who are going to be nice to him just because they think there's a chance they could get a verse, or they think there's a chance they could get inside that clique and be powerful. So I don't know, man. I feel like even though it's everybody teaming up against Drake, the deck is kind of stacked against the people teaming up.
Yeah. And I also think too, the way Drake always been, he always collab with those artists we never even heard of, man.
Yeah.
So he know how to find the talent. And like it's a lot of artists, like a lot of people wasn't really familiar with Migos until he hopped on that Versace song. So he know how to find those little pockets and bring them up. So he gonna be fine no matter what. It's not
Lil
like
Baby too.
who you said
Lil
who?
Baby too.
Little baby. Now there's AI or there's
Four bats or whatever.
yeah. Look, that dude did a freestyle look just like an AI, man. Didn't even look real, but he know how to find people like that, and that helps him as well as the artist. So if he stay in that pocket, I think he'll just be fine because it's not like he just only doing records for big A-list celebrities or rappers. So I think he'll be fine as far as that. And plus those lower tier artists, the unknown or underground artists, they ain't gonna say no because you beefing with Future. They gonna take that Drake and they gonna take that. So
yeah, I think the one thing that's going to happen is we're going to find out people who had a problem with Drake and were already on the out with him, but maybe didn't say anything publicly. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people who just already had beef with Drake, but they couldn't say anything because he was too popular and everybody liked him. And now it's more popular to come out and say, hey, fuck Drake and I don't fuck with him either.
I ain't rock with him anyway.
Yeah, but that's only because you already fell out with him beforehand.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody new up and coming is gonna say that.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, it's very interesting.
Because you see how it kind of went with like McConan and like lower tier artists like that. Whenever they spoke anything, seemed like they're done. Like you don't hear from them again.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's interesting, man. Even like I kind of want to see how the Weeknd feel about that because I don't know if the Weeknd was beefing with Drake or
it was for a while. I think they patched it up.
They patched it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like little stuff like that. It always makes me think, how do they really feel about him? And you can't really say nothing to somebody popping. That's kind of like for example, as far as like media people, DJ Academics is that guy right now. Like a lot of people always go to him for some reason. And a lot of the media people, they gotta accept that. They, you know, of course you have people still trashing them and all that stuff, but he's the guy they go to. So they, you know, a lot of people like a Elliot Wilson gotta take a step back. But the moment his downfall happens, then you're gonna see a lot of people like, oh yeah, I ain't never like him anyway. That's gonna be the time to trash him. But these higher media people can't really trash him like that, man, because he's getting the interviews, he's getting the scoops before you. So you can't really say anything now. But once the downfall starts to happen, then you'll see a lot of people out the woodwork like, yeah, I never liked that dude anyway. Kind of like, you know, the Tekashi 6ix9ine type thing, where it was cool when he was hot, but once the downfall started happening, then it was cool to kind of trash him.
Yeah, and the thing with Drake, that downfall hasn't happened yet, man.
I know.
You know, even though he gets clowned on social media, even though people will talk shit about him, he's still very popular, still undisputably the number one selling rapper in the world right now, man.
Yeah.
You know, so it ain't happened yet. It will eventually happen where he's just not as relevant anymore, either by his own choice or by the people's choice. But yeah, it hasn't happened yet. So there's not a whole lot of incentive for people to just come out and say fuck Drake unless they already had a problem with him and already were excluded from getting a feature or messing with him at all. So yeah, we'll see how things go, man. Hopefully we get a response at some point sooner rather than later, because you know there's only so much time that people are going to really care about this. So let's see what the ball's in Drake's court. Let's see what he does with it.
Yeah.
In other news, did you hear that Lizzo, Houston's very own Lizzo, who was also accused of abusing her dancers and calling them fat and all this stuff, which is still funny to me. Has apparently quit music.
Man.
She put up a post on Instagram, I believe today. Her Instagram name always kills me too. Lizzo be eating. She said, quote, "I'm getting tired of putting up with being dragged by everyone in my life and on the internet. All I want is to make music and make people happy and help the world be a little better than how I found it. But I'm starting to feel like the world doesn't want me in it. I'm constantly up against lies being told about me for clout and views, being the butt of the joke every single time because how I look, my character being picked apart by people who don't know me and disrespecting my name. I didn't sign up for this shit. I quit." And the deuces emoji. So, Figgy, on a rate of cap to 100% true, what is this statement about Lizzo quitting music or whatever she's quitting rank to you? Do you believe it or not?
I think it's cap, man. We see people like this often, and I hate that she's going through this, but you can't quit music, and don't nobody quit music, man. What's she gonna do? And I hate to sound that direct, but a lot of people go through this. Doja Cat always talk about quitting, and what do you know? She somewhere performing or dropping a song. So I get it, man. She probably frustrated. I don't know what's going on, but that this is your job. You don't have to do it unless you. I mean, I don't even want to say unless, man. I never see anybody just say, you know what, I'm tired of all this stuff. I quit. You know, y'all don't want me here, and y'all always making fun of me and all these jokes. She just needs some time to cool off, get her mind together. Maybe she need to rest a little bit, just chill out. She look, she ain't gonna never stop doing music, man. She ain't gonna go out like this. So I think it's cap, man.
Yeah, this might be a rebrand strategy. She might come back under a different name and be like Skinny or something. But yeah, man. There's people who have stepped away from music, but they never made a statement about it and then stepped away. Also, the fact is, when you sign a contract with a major label, you owe them albums, man. You can't just quit. All right, you will be millions of dollars in debt if you just stop making music.
Yeah, and how you gonna get money? How you gonna pay for? That's the thing, and this is the other thing too. Like, of course, I always had dreams of being rich and making all this money, but I'll be thinking in my mind, like, when if the money slow down? Like, a lot of people, you know, they was up there at one point, and then you know the music don't really go high it was at one point. Then it's like, I got to give up this big house. I got to give up all of these cars and all this other stuff. That stuff happens, man. So, you know, for her to just say, you know, I quit. What else you going to be doing unless you have another big time backup plan? Because I'm sure she, you know, she was making a nice earning or a nice living. So it's hard to, you know, just imagine working your job right now and you say, you know what, I'm tired of this. I quit. Somebody got to pay for that stuff, man. So is she that up where she could just quit and be good forever and not do anything? So I don't know, man. That's why I just don't believe it. And she might want to quit, but she gonna go into debt, man. Not fulfilling those albums and stuff.
Yeah, I don't believe it either, man. I understand she's frustrated. I don't know how much of the allegations are true and what's going on with that. But yeah, she's not going to quit, man. She'll be back doing something at some point. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Apparently, according to her, she's done with it. So
yeah,
we'll see. Anything else going on? I'm checking the UH basketball score. Cougars are barely up 18-17. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out on that, of course. Actually, we're about done with this podcast, man. I might need to go watch that game.
Yeah.
Anything else happened this week, man? Anything else we're missing? I saw Kanye responded to the whole beef. He said, everyone knows I watched Kendrick on No More Parties in LA. Everyone knows I watched Drake at the Free Hoover concert. Everyone knows I brought Adidas into this culture and I took them out. Everyone knows Lada Denma, Virgil, Jerry, Kim all worked for me. I made Yeezus, Dark Fantasy, Pablo, Graduation, Throne, 808s. I made Runaway, Devil in a New Dress, Father Stretch. I am the only person to come back to number one after cancellation. There is only one GOAT. I stand by me. My friends call me Ye.
Why is he doing this, man?
Because everybody else was getting attention. And also Future and them knocked him out of whatever space he was in the Billboard. So I'm sure he felt a certain way about that.
Yeah, it's just wild seeing Kanye trying to tell people why he's the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dog, I mean, I know it's Kanye, but you don't even have to do that, man. You don't have to do that. He's like trying to make a case for himself.
And this actually, because that first line made me think, do you think he killed Kendrick on that No More Parties in LA song?
I might have to go back to it. I didn't come away from it like, he killed Kendrick. And I also didn't come away from it that Kendrick killed him on it. I think sometimes it's cool to have a cool song where nobody killed nobody or nobody watched nobody. But usually when somebody like a Kendrick or Eminem or somebody hop on the song, then it's like, oh man, he killed me on my own song. But I don't think that was the case, man.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to that song a lot. I never thought anybody killed anybody. I mean, there are parts of both verses I liked and things I thought was annoying. The way Kendrick pronounced booty cheek annoyed me on that song. Proper breast and booty cheek. Like the way he said booty cheek just annoyed me, man. It just sounds bad. And Kanye, his verse goes a little too long. It kind of sounds like he's rambling at some point. But it was a good song. I like the beat a lot. But I can't say that's true that he killed Kendrick, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It was just a little chicken scrap. It wasn't ain't nobody get beat up on the song or anything. It was a little scuffle.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. He did kill Drake at the concert, though, man. His set was way better than Drake's. So, but that's just because Kanye's songs are better than Drake.
Yeah, and remember how everybody was trying to defend it, like, oh yeah, Drake let him have his moment and all this other stuff. It's just like, when did Drake become that person?
Right? When was he not petty? Definitely he wanted to show up Kanye at that.
Especially after all the stuff y'all went through. This is
and then they went right back to beefing after this concert.
Yeah. So you think he had a change of heart and say, you know what? I'm going to let Kanye have his moment and not perform good. That ain't even make sense to me, man. I'm just like, man, maybe the people just caping for Drake during this time, man.
100%.
Like, that don't even make sense.
Like, I always thought the thing about Drake too, man, I don't think he has good stadium songs. Kanye has a lot of good stadium songs, man. He has songs where when you hear the first note, you know what song it is, man. Like Runaway.
Nah. As soon as you hear that,
yeah,
people go crazy.
Yeah, when you hear the first note, when he plays that one piano key at the beginning of Runaway, people go crazy because they know what it is.
Yeah,
Drake doesn't have anything like that, man. I'm not saying he doesn't have good songs. He has very popular songs, but he don't have those Kanye arena type songs, man. So of course Kanye gonna outshine him at the concert because Kanye is just has better music for that type of setting.
Yeah, and I think he's a bigger star, man. Like, even like, maybe not right now, but I just think Kanye at his peak it was bigger than Drake at Drake's peak. Just it wasn't the same old regurgitated stuff. Like, Kanye, he stepped outside the box and it worked every time, pretty much. And I didn't even like that Yeezus album, but even stuff on there, man, will have people going crazy. So it was, I don't know, it was just him, man. And you know, like I said, we always talk about Drake, how he kind of make the same stuff and he don't really step outside of his box and he rap about the same thing. Kanye made a doggone Jesus is King album, man, and people went for it. So I don't, yeah, I just think his songs at Kanye's peak was way better than Drake's songs at his peak, because even think about the songs that was on the charts for Drake. Like, are we really going back to those songs? Are we going back to Hotline Bling? Are we going back to, you know, what's the song?
Started from the Bottom is one song that's kind of timeless from Drake. That's really the only one I can give him, man. That's
Yeah.
a song that kind of, no matter where you are, you gonna nod your head at least to that song. Everything
Yeah.
else, man, I don't know.
Are we getting hype?
Love Me, that shit got
Yeah.
played out quick.
Are we going to God's Plan? When you hear God's Plan, do you get hype?
Oh man.
It's just, and those are some songs that have been charting a lot, man. But I don't know. It's just I don't know, man. Because people could, that's why I don't pay attention to the numbers, man. Because you could sit there and say, look at all these number one hits Drake got, but actually put those songs up against some of the songs Kanye got, man. And it's no question what song is better. And Drake, I think Drake got some really good songs that's not like charting and all that stuff. I think he really can rap. He can really make some good songs. But just the songs that get you hyped, the songs that, you know, everybody know, the timeless classic songs where as soon as you play it, everybody know what it is. I mean, he got started from the bottom, and probably I would give him some older stuff like during that time. The best I ever had or something like that. I give him that type of stuff. But I'm guessing it's just the last couple years, man. The last 5 years.
You don't have all of the lights, man. You know, those songs that make everybody go crazy when they hear it. And that's not really a knock against him, because nobody has those Kanye songs in rap, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that can't even be held against Drake. But yeah, I don't think it's controversial to say that he had a better set. And it definitely wasn't Drake handicapping himself to make Kanye look good. Drake is a Kanye fan, man. No matter what he says, Drake is a Kanye fan. That's why he got up there and sang his song.
Yeah.
Because Drake, at the end, he is a Pusha T fan. He's a Kanye fan, man. He got to act like he's not, because he got personal beef with them. But as a music head, he can't deny either of them, man.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. But yeah, Drake ain't got the. And you think about it, like all the Kanye songs, man, got that one intro where you'd be like, oh, like just imagine Power came on. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't even put that as like his best song or anything like that. But as soon as you hear that, it's just like, like I know what this is. So I don't know. Yeah, he do got the better stadium songs.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, man. So yeah, I don't think that was controversial, but I do think the whole No More Parties in LA, I don't know about all that, man. I don't know if he killed Kendrick on that shit. I can't say that.
Yeah.
Anything else going on, man? I'm looking through the timeline, making sure we didn't miss nothing.
I don't know if you know this, but Odell Beckham and Kim Kardashian broke up.
Yeah, I heard, apparently, because right after she made some comments about wanting to have a baby with them because of the genetics.
Yeah.
Or some shit, some weird, I don't know what that was, man. But yeah, after that, apparently they broke up. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to say about that, man.
You know what's crazy? I feel like nobody gave a crap about that, man. Like I felt like
didn't even know they were dating until they broke up, man. I'll be real. I didn't know they were dating.
If this was 10 years ago, that would be a big deal, man. That would be a huge deal. And nobody cared about that, man. I feel like people care more about Kanye's wife.
Oh yeah, the mystery always naked woman.
Yeah, I feel like people care about her more than Kim K at this point.
Nah, they pretty much do, man.
Man, it's crazy, man. It just, Odell Beckham and Kim Kardashian didn't even make top 10 news.
You was the Diddy and the Drake beef. Yeah, we don't. Nobody cares about that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and wrap this up, man. I gotta watch this game. Plus, I gotta run to the bathroom too, man. I drank too much.
Man, I've been on a liquid diet. I've been doing a juice cleanse today, man. So I ain't had no food today, just juice.
Oh damn! I did that before, man. I feel for you. That's just rough.
Yeah.
All right, so we go ahead and close this one out. Appreciate everybody who joined the podcast today, man. Drunk, Tony Scott on Facebook, Landry, Mad Wine Chemist, Jenny P on YouTube, Ian Case, everybody who came through, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all.
Yeah, we got like 371 people watching. I think a lot of them on my Twitter.
Damn.
But yes, salute to y'all, man. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, salute to everybody who watch and don't say shit, man. Because I'm like y'all. I be in people's streams and videos and I don't say shit.
Yeah,
But
me too.
Shout out to all the lurkers. We call them the lurkers, man. Shout out to all the lurkers, people who just watch us in the background. We appreciate y'all a lot too, man. I do the same thing, so I feel you. But yeah, until next time, y'all.